சொல்லுங்க how did you get involved with cannabis? Really, tell me what the heck your ambition is. Who are you? Let me think. Start over. Who are you? Introduce yourself.
Wow, that's a pretty intense question. I'm Dr. Uma Dhanabalan.
தமிழ்ல பேசணுமா இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசணுமா?
எப்படின்னா, whatever you want, you tell me.
எனக்கு தமிழ் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸும் இருக்காங்க, இங்கிலீஷ் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸும் இருக்காங்க. What do you feel called to? Who are you as an identity? வந்து நீங்க do you hold the identity from here or in India?
I say I'm Indian.
அப்ப தமிழ்ல சொல்லுங்க.
Okay, என் பேர் Uma Dhanabalan. I was born in Bombay, India.
நீங்க பாம்பேவா? எனக்கு தெரியாது.
I was born in Bombay, India. And
எந்த இடத்துல பாம்பேல?
we were in Chembur.
Oh, my uncle was in Chembur.
Yes.
நான் சென்னை ரோட்ல இருந்தேன்ப்பா. ஹர்கிசந்தாத்னோட தமிழ்ல தான் பண்ணேன் நான் டிஜி.
Very nice. எங்கள் அம்மா அப்பா அங்கே தான் இருந்தாங்க. Then I came here when I was 8 years old.
Oh, so you didn't do medical school there?
No, it's interesting. I went to school briefly. MGR, excuse me. Hello.
I'll introduce meantime.
நான்
உமா கூட இருக்கேன். அவங்க பிரதர் தான் சிவா, who stood for Senate in Massachusetts.
Hello.
He's the inventor of email. He was so I'll ask her to tell all those things. She's very interesting, friend of mine.
Hello.
We both do. அவங்க உமா she believes நீங்க சிவன் தான் அழைச்சிட்டு வந்தாருன்னு சொல்றீங்கல்ல cannabis. உங்களால தான் எனக்கு தெரியும் அதெல்லாம்.
Oh, this is நம்ம ஊர் இதில் Ayurvedana. Ayu means life and Veda means knowledge.
ஆமா.
So நம்ம Indian Ayurvedana பார்த்தா they knew about cannabis. They called it was one of our sacred plants.
அது தமிழ்ல என்ன சொன்னாங்க அத?
Ganja, I think
பாங் சொன்னாங்க.
இல்ல பாங்னா பாலில கரைச்ச பாங்னு சொல்றாங்க. So charas, there's hashish, there's the different forms.
சில்லியம்னு ஒரு பேர் வைக்கறாங்க அதுக்கு.
Chillum, that's just the pipe that you spoke.
I see. Okay. சில்லியம்ங்கிறது ஒரு பைப். நான் என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஒருத்தி she said to do Shiva trilogyன்னு ஒரு புக் இருக்குப்பா. I think திருப்பதி அமித் திரிபாதின்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அவர் எழுதியிருக்காரு. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. இல்லப்பா, I mean, no, I'm telling in Tamil.
It's okay.
No, it's perfect. You are very nice. Thanks for asking. சொல்லு ஒரு கதை சொல்லு.
So in India we've known about this plant for thousands of years. William O'Shaughnessy first learned about cannabis from India in Calcutta. And he brought that knowledge over to Europe and to the United States.
அவர் இந்த ஊரு
He's actually I think he's a Frenchman. And he had studied, he's actually known, William O'Shaughnessy was also known for what we
homeopathy.
He's an MD. And
I've seen him use his name for homeopathic derivatives too.
He was actually what we've known still today for fluid replacement. He was one of the first people that
lymphedema.
No, for fluid replacement, because in India we knew back then if you had diarrhea, if you didn't treat the diarrhea, you died. So they knew the importance of fluid replacement even back then.
Wow.
And cannabis was
எந்த வருஷம் அது?
This is 1833.
Wow.
Is when William O'Shaughnessy first learned about cannabis in India from the Ayurvedic doctors in Calcutta.
Wow.
So when I went back there in December of 2016, it was 183 years later where I was going back.
That's the first time you got involved in Indian version, or அதுக்கு முன்னாடி?
That was the first time I presented the work.
I remember you said because of your mother you were involved even before, right?
Yes, but I first presented my work in India
in 2016
at the Ayurvedic conference there.
Nice.
And I received an award there. But what was interesting is that this is part of our Indian culture. And it is not because of lack of information. It's because of politics and racism. And so when we really understand that this is a plant, they said that it was actually for us to eliminate fear and anxiety. Was what this plant was meant for.
I think this way I can capture you.
Where are you doing this live now?
என்னோட ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் just private, like, with my friends, என்னோட காலேஜ் மேட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்காங்க, and they love to hear in Tamil.
Very nice. நான் மெட்ராஸ் மெடிக்கல் கொஞ்ச நாள் படித்தேன். I studied there from 1979 to 1981, Madras Medical upon. That was the first time MGR had created 5 seats for NRI students.
Really?
It's the first time MGR had come to New Jersey upon.
For dialysis இருந்தாரா?
He had come up in the Bharati Association. My father was the president back then, many years ago. And he had come.
அது எந்த வருஷம்?
MGR came there when I met him, I think it was 1977.
Wow.
He had come with Mr. Mani and
நீங்க எவ்வளோ ஹிஸ்ட்ரி பாருங்க உங்களுக்கு. You have a lot of clouds.
So fortunately or unfortunately, நான் முதல் வருஷம் அங்கே படிக்கும்போது எனக்கு I got hepatitis, தண்ணி. நான் மெட்ராஸில் இருந்ததே இல்லை.
Hepatitis C-ஆ or A-வா?
A. Hepatitis. Then I stayed at another girl's house in T Nagar. அப்போ எனக்கு malaria from the mosquitoes. Then I came back here and I studied here.
Did you get rid of the A?
There's no treatment for it.
Okay.
You don't treat
நம்ம ஊர்ல மஞ்சக்கல் என்ன கரைச்சலாங்கண்ணி அதோ சொல்லுவாங்களே,
தண்ணி இது from the food. But then I came back here and then I did my undergraduate at Rutgers and then I went to medical school. Many struggles through that time. But the cannabinoid medicine, I mean, India, we should be doing much more.
India, no, it's not illegal. That's what I'm seeing. But actually, the reason I pursued is because of my addiction patient. My patient said if they cannot have access to it legally, it would not help their recovery. So now I'm doing it more for limbic therapy, like an emotional healing, because I feel there is a space, mental pain, it does help them. The receptors I'm targeting is cannabinoid 2, CB2 receptors, which is both in the brain and in the lymphatics. But only 2 things we have identified that works with CB2 receptors, CBD and THCV. ரெண்டே தான், மிச்சதெல்லாம் for addictive patients I'm not able to do. And frequency wise, it is specifically between 19 to so it's like a D note, D sharp emotional integration, and then F note, which is like pancreatic tissue and stuff. So I'm targeting specifically certain area to reset, which is very interesting. And இப்போ ஒரு புது research, and I joined Sri Nityananda and he says Atharva Veda. Attar நம்ம ஊர்ல, that's, see, he says olfactory nerves, eyes, which is like ocular, and then auditory, இது மூணுமே டேஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா, ஹியர் பண்ண முடியுமா? So that's why autism right side hear பண்ணலனா we don't do mapping. So these people, they are hearing and reacting to emotion, siddham, like see, that chit ananda, right? That their truth is different from other people's truth. Chittu ulla the emotional piece they have not integrated. இவங்களுக்கு பாசம் அதெல்லாம் it's very difficult to perceive. And happiness வெளியிலேருந்து வந்ததுனாக்கா that you need to actively perceive. Whereas ஆனந்தம் பொழியட்டும் அப்படின்னு சிவன் ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்றாராம். அதுனாக்க உள்ளேயே நம்மளுக்கு இருக்கு ஆனந்தம்.
But that's why
ஆனந்தமாயிடு அதான்.
Yes, so this is where they said, நம்ம இந்தியால சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, this plant lives an angel within the within the leaf. So
அவங்க என்ன சொல்றாங்க, ஆனந்தத்தை நீங்க வெளியிலேருந்து பண்ண வேண்டாம். Like you just need to accept that you are. So சிவன் என்ன சொல்றாரு, you are my அமிர்தஸ்ய புத்ரி, அமிர்தஸ்ய புத்ரா. So you are an expansion of me. நீ உன்னை shrink பண்ணிட்டு என்ன வேண்டிக்க வேண்டியதில்லை. You are enough, but expand me further. பட் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம், எக்ஸ்க்ளூஷன் க்ரைட்டீரியா யூஸ் பண்ணோம். நான் இது அது வந்து they call it வாரணம்னாக்கா we cast ourselves in certain system, and அது வந்து it's all forced on us. Originally nobody, see, it's like all like a task. ஒருத்தன் ராஜாவாக இருக்கான், but that is a role he took because he knows he can do it properly. Brahmana வந்து they had a knowledge, but it's all post, and they somehow got mixed with lineage. அதில் தான் வந்து I think we got confused.
I think we got confused by greed. Simple.
Yeah, that's right.
Simple greed.
But also fear. It's not just greed. நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு பயம் இருக்கு.
Yeah, but see, I share this a lot with other people. Fear is nothing but future events appearing real.
Yes.
Acronyms is something that I think about. Because நம்ம பயப்படுறோம் நம்ம சொல்றோம். என்னதை பத்தி பயப்படுறோம்? There's real fear and what we imagine as fear.
Yeah. I think I love when எனக்கு நிஜமாவே மோடி I think he's going to reset the whole world. I feel very happy he's the Prime Minister because he's like opening a lot of channels, education and other stuff, open talks. I think there is futuristic hope now. முன்னாடி ஒரே corruption.
But that's what this plant is, right? That's why I say THC. H is
Illusion.
for hope. H is for hope. You know, it's for happiness. It's for our health. It's for healing. And it's for people to come together. Hugs. I always say those are my H's. And this is why you need the THC. The THC is the important chemical that works with all the... I feel it has some impact with all receptors in some type of... You know, this word entourage is being used, but I feel like it's essential part of making things work.
சொல்லுங்க. So I wanted to see where are you going with this in future. இப்போ நீங்கள் தாய்லாண்டில் போய் you did the conference and stuff. So where do you see you ending up? You're a big lobbyist. You're a spokesperson. Because
I don't work for any lobbyist. I work for me. I don't work for anybody. I'm not here selling any products. I'm wanting people to know that this is information. This is what.
So you are more inclined towards education?
That is my primary thing, is that education. My mission has been to promote wellness and prevent illness. This is what my mission has been. And now what I look at this as that cannabis is a tool. It's something that works with our body's endocannabinoid system. It's a system that most of us know nothing about. And it's a system that I am dedicated to changing the stigma.
But what made you dedicate yourself?
The loss of my mother had a big part to do with it. But also the fact that, you know, as a physician, it's ingrained in our heads. Evidence-based medicine. And then you find out
It works and nobody takes it.
Well, no. I've asked this question. What part of zero is not evidence? Dr. Uma says this all the time. What part of zero is not evidence? If you say nobody has ever died and you cannot die and you explain why, when we start...
We are full opposition.
Racism. It's about racism. It's purely about greed again. It comes back to greed, right? I mean, you're a doctor. We were told, where's the research? Where's the article? Then you find out we've been lied to all our lives as far as what the truth is. Nama India le, nama sadhus da idu kodupanga. You know, they have this illusion that they've created. And in this country, we did it with reefer madness. We created by changing the names. We changed different cannabis.
So you think all comes from like marginalization of some community? Or?
I think it's about what people will do and how people will change
To fit their narrative, yeah. இப்போ கூட பாரு, even though it's legal for from 2013, Still, my patients have access issues. Still, like,
Oh, we put it into law in 2012 in Massachusetts. We didn't open any dispensaries until 2015. And
push back retail until this year.
yes, but why is it that right now I have patients that have gone back to using their prescription medications because they can't afford the cannabis, even though they have accessibility. It's easier to get your prescriptions for $0,
Yeah.
$4.
Sometimes I think being disabled is inhibitive. Because by putting people on disability, they cannot afford many of it.
But this is where it's a catch-22. The people that are on disability are also that are limited because they want to work a little bit. The government says, no, you're disabled, you can't do this, you're limited by this, or you can only do so much. And then there's...
How do you think we can, like how you say, what would make it easier for us to provide more access to our patient, in your opinion?
I think everybody should be allowed to grow their own plants.
So make it into a farming rather than...
It's a plant. It's a food. You know, and I've said this. Food is medicine. And cannabis is food and medicine. That's what I've said all along, and I really believe that this can be a nutrition. It is a nutrition. We know.
No, I'm going on the path of cannabinoids as a homeopathic. That's why I did it literally in my cartridge. Oh, we're in the shop. So I did it as little designer cartridge. One sprinkle I got 36.18 milligram. And it
But
was
see,
amazing.
this is the thing with the cartridges. I am very reluctant with these cartridges.
Yeah.
Because it's still metal. You're inhaling it through a metal.
So how would you prefer edible mari pandre paringa?
I would prefer inhalation, but not these cartridges or liquids.
So would you like it to be a joint? Like what would you mean by inhalation?
Inhalation.
What is your preferred method?
It depends on the patient and depends on what you're trying to achieve.
So would you like a joint instead of
It's not even just a joint. It's a matter of if you can vaporize it.
Okay.
If
So
you
you
can
would
vaporize
rather
the
do.
flower, you don't have to combust it. You can vaporize the flower. But again,
So dry, would you prefer it to be a dry or oil?
well, again, this is the point: is that what's the source of it? Where did it come from? Who grew it?
Right.
What was in it? Did we check it? Did we check it every step of the way? It's
So
if you eat a cow and you said I just ate a cow, but the cow was fed cornmeal or grass, what's the end result of the meat that is being produced, right? So if you have an inflamed animal and then you eat that inflamed animal, you're going to be inflamed.
That's right.
So,
So Ninga, have you identified what is your loading dose? Have you identified protocol for your patients?
I've been doing this for a long time, and I use the word titrate. So
எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்க? What would be your initial startup you will
depends on the
recommend?
patient. Depends
How
on
many would you recommend as a puff or?
It depends on the patient. It depends on what I'm treating. We don't treat everybody the same. If you say ஒரு குழந்தை இருக்கு சாப்பாடு கொடுக்க போறீங்க சரி தாய்ப்பால் முதல்ல கொடுக்க பார்ப்பாங்க if தாய்ப்பால் எடுக்க முடியல தாய்க்கு பால் இல்லைன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க அப்புறம் you'll go to the next thing. If you can get another mother to breastfeed your child, that would be ideal. But if you cannot get
So how do you start your patients? Like what is the first thing you will tell them?
Dr. Uma has 3 rules.
What is the 3 rules?
3 rules are, Dr. Uma says, rule number 1, hydrate before you medicate.
Okay.
Rule number 2, you start out low and slow with food. And rule number 3, you journal.
I see. And do you have like drug holidays? Do you give your patients like...
Depends on the patient again. It depends. This is where we have to stop thinking as doctors. This is where we're all looking for a dose. That's a prescription drug. You don't
So
need
Ninga,
the
you
same
just
amount.
have them decide according to their body needs?
Again, it depends on what is the patient's symptoms?
I see.
What are they trying to, if you've got somebody that has neuropathic pain, if you've got somebody that's got less than 3 weeks to live, if you've got a
I
cancer
see.
patient,
Okay.
if you've got a chronic
So
pain,
give
it
them the
depends.
best symptom relief.
It depends on what you're trying to treat again. Is this an acute thing? Is it a chronic condition? Is this somebody that we are trying to get through a period of time? You talk about addiction. You talk about a patient that has nausea. You talk about a patient that has phantom limb pain. Somebody that's diabetic. Somebody that's
Ninga, do you have a specific strain you like?
we don't even know.
Okay.
So there again, this is where I am.
So you don't like really say, okay, either paranga, the paranga. Just
You don't
use.
even know. You cannot. This is where I tell people: if you tell somebody, go and eat some greens,
I see.
okay?
So it's
if
generic.
you have spinach, you go eat spinach, right? If you have kale, you go eat kale.
So you let them decide.
you have to see what's available
Okay.
and how they can access it, what they're able to tolerate.
Is there a specific vape pen you like, a brand?
I don't promote anybody's products. I don't put my name
So
on.
you don't do it like the other companies? No. You stay away from the retail market. And
I'm here to educate how to use it, what's the science behind it.
And between vape and edibles, you prefer vape. I would assume because of the way you answered.
Well, that's what I said to you. It depends on what you're vaping. Is it a concentrate? Is it a liquid? Is a liquid a CO2? Is it a butane? What is the
I see.
PG? What
So
is the
I
what
see.
is the solution? Because if you've got somebody that's having a reaction and coughing and the PG's got an irritant, that's not going to be
Okay.
somebody's choice.
I see.
If you've got somebody that's reluctant, that's a smoker. Many smokers were smokers before. They say, oh, I don't want to go near. Then you have your seniors that say, oh, I don't want to smoke it. Some people will say, I only want to do edibles. I only want to do this. And so we start out with topicals, inhalation. We explain the different methodologies or a combination thereof.
So you don't order products for your patients, even if it's CBD.
Again, I'm not here promoting anybody's
Okay.
product. I don't promote anybody's product. I don't say go out and buy any particular brand. I'm like, you got to get to be an educated customer.
Okay. And you make them come every 3 months, right? That's your protocol. So they visit you 4 times a year.
There again, it depends on the patient. If you've got a patient that might not live 3 months, I might be seeing them every 6 weeks.
Oh.
If I have a patient that I know is stable, I might see them every 6 months.
Yeah, have you? That brings up another question. In cancer, have you ever seen them survive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We've got a gentleman that we just lost in April was given 6 months when he came to see me in September 2015.
Wow. Nice. So he outlived the cancer for at least 4 years. Very nice.
And it's about quality of life.
Anything else you want to share?
Our website is totalhealthcarethc.com, and it has also where I'll be speaking, and I'm available for speaking as well.
Can you repeat that? Total?
Totalhealthcarethc.com.
THC, Total Healthcare, THC.com. And then, do you do podcasts or anything?
We will be doing more podcasts, but also I'm available for speaking. We have speaking availabilities depending on the dates, and I travel all over the world.
Nice. In order to, I have a YouTube channel. I'm focusing more on podcasts, and mine is healnow.tv. But mine is more geared towards limbic therapy. Like, I feel people, if they are in emotional pain, no matter what we give, if they haven't healed that pain, the medicine is immaterial. And also, I like to incorporate that piece of emotional healing as well.
Absolutely. And that's what this does. I say, please open your hearts.
Yes.
You don't need to use it, but you know somebody that can benefit from it. Open your minds, because we all have an endocannabinoid system. So these are some of the basic things that I've been trying to explain to people, that This is about harm reduction, and it's part of our culture. It's part of our history. It's something that works within our own body.
So, what are your hours in? You work in Natick, right?
I work in Natick, but I do home visits. I'm licensed for Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire. I write for Washington, Maine, and I also do pediatric population.
And Connecticut Lepenna rule, is it paper certification or what is the rules for cannabis certification?
They have a medical program there, but it's a little different than Massachusetts is. They actually have a program where the pharmacists are the ones that are actually giving the medicine at the
Oh,
dispensary.
very nice. So, Ninga, what would be your role if can Connecticut people come see you here?
If they live in Connecticut, I can license them for their state that they live in because I'm licensed in Connecticut.
So, the Cannabis Commission is separate there, or
Every state has their own program.
in Connecticut, what is the rules?
That's what I'm saying to you. If they have to have home base in Connecticut. So
So
I only
can you-
license patients
But
that
can
live
you
in
do
the-
via telemedicine? No.
I see them all in prayer. I don't do any
Lila,
telemedicine.
so then what do you do for Connecticut patient? You make them come here or you go there?
We could do either one.
So you either have them come here or go there.
I
And
see them in person.
இங்க என்ன hours உங்களை பார்க்கலாம்?
We vary. We very much patient orientated. Also, I travel, so depending on when I'm here.
So there's not like a fixed day.
We generally say 10 to 6
On which day?
Monday through Thursday, but again, we're flexible.
So
And
Friday you're off.
Fridays we're off, and then we do monthly patient caregiver support group meetings. Dr. Uma's patient cares, and we've been doing them for 5 years come November. And they're free and they're open to the public, and we post that on our website as well. And the next one's on Tuesday.
அப்புறம் weekend உங்களுக்கு hours இருக்கா?
Yes, we do weekend hours. Again, it depends on the patient. It depends on.
Do you want to disclose your fee or you want to keep it off?
We are very much patient-based again. It varies on the time as well. If we do home visits, depending on the distance to travel. So we have different factors that are involved in it.
Okay. So you will make decision on an individual basis. Okay. But Shiva, is he pursuing politics? I saw he stood for
I have
elections.
not spoken to him, so I'm not sure where he is right now.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to, because when I saw his name on the ballot, I was so happy. I thought, ஒரு தமிழியன்
Yes.
has come that far. So I
Nice to
kudos to him. Okay, say hi to him too. And உங்க பிள்ளை எப்படி இருக்காங்க?
Everybody's good. I'm very blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna just sign off. And I'll just say